How is AI transforming the industry and what are the pros and cons? Well, we answer this question on this episode of BTS RAW Chats.
This is BTS RAW Chats. BTS RAW Chats. Where real media creators chat after hours. We don't give away raw files. We give you the raw, behind-the-scenes chatter of the photo and video production world. The RAW Chat starts now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of BTS RAW Chats. I know it's been a while, but we've been extremely busy. I'm Dave, and here is Sherry.
Hey, what's up, Dave? It's so nice to be back. It's been like a really long time.
I know. Today, we'll be talking about unleashing the potential of AI.
Judgment Day is inevitable.
So, Cher, have you dabbled into the world of AI yet?
Yeah, I kind of use it for everything. It's become like my go-to tool in my toolbox. I use it mainly for like marketing type of stuff to help like with verbiage and like social posts and like, you know.
Yeah, it's been a very, very hot topic, especially in the industry now. Like we've had strikes, we've had pricing arrangements, we've had so many different things. And the funny part is that when I first got introduced to AI, the first signs that I saw AI was for some type of a picture software that you could literally paint different scenes into the computer and it would recreate like mountains or skies or anything like that. And then it evolved into what we know now as ChatGPT came along. And I got introduced to ChatGPT and I was like, oh my God, this is huge. And I kind of like soiled my pants when I saw this because this is a big, huge jump. It's scary. Really, and it has affected the business, to me, kind of more or less in a bad way, because the powers to be, you know how they are. They want to cut the working person out of the equation, and cheaper means more money in their pocket. And it has trickled into the film business as well. If you don't know, by the time of this recording, we had the strike that happened in Hollywood because one of the reasons why, and one of the biggest reasons why, was because of AI and introducing AI and how AI could reformat scripts or make digital characters. Coming from the top, trickling down, we've talked about this before, anything that is happening on the big leagues trickles down to us eventually. So the first introduction was ChatGPT for me, and I explored it a little bit. And so like I was like, Cher, have you seen this? So I sent over a link to you, and what did you think?
Well, I remember when you sent it to me because it was like top secret.
Correct. We kept it as top secret as possible. And what was funny is literally like maybe a month went by, and then all of a sudden South Park came up with a parody on ChatGPT.
Clearly, somebody told Stan about ChatGPT. Yes, we are all using it, and we had a pact that we wouldn't tell anyone else because then everyone will start using it, and Mr. Garrison will figure it out, so who blabbed to Stan?
I still refer back to that because, you know, some people still aren't like really that up to date with I call him Chatty. And I always refer back to that South Park episode because we were like, that's us.
Yes.
It was so funny. It can be used for good, but it can also be used for evil.
Absolutely.
So I think it all just depends on like how you're using it and what you're using it for. It can be really dangerous, you know, but at the same time, when you first introduced it, it was like having like this superpower.
Correct.
The things that you could do with this is like I don't even know like the extent of it yet.
Nobody knows the extent of it. And that's what's scary, like how deep we could go with AI right now. I mean, the evolution within I would say a 2 to 3 year gap, AI has become better and better and better. And it's going to continue to evolve, where we're at the state right now where we don't know where it's going. And it could be a bad thing and it could be a good thing.
And I know, like, as far as, like, when you were saying, you know, painting in water or painting in the background, I've only played with it a little bit, like in Photoshop, just to check it out and see, like, how that worked. I'm sure it's gotten better, but you could definitely see like little things that are wrong with it. Remember when you did that picture of your dog and it gave him like this really long extra leg?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I still have that picture.
Because it adds little extra things. So, like, if you're not paying attention, you have to be really careful, because it like, there's a girl that I work with, and she had like this group photo, and they wanted her to insert like a kind of like a Star Wars, like a space type of like background. And we were playing with different backgrounds, and it added an extra person into the group photo. So, like, if she didn't know, I mean, she took the photo, so she knew that this person didn't exist. But if you're not, like, paying attention, you wouldn't know that that guy wasn't part of the group photo.
On the creative side, my experience with it hasn't been 100% pleasant. The only strong point, I think, is the writing portion of it. Now, that's going to be scary for a lot of content,
Right.
a lot of copywriters out there. Because you don't really need a copywriter.
Right. And that's what I like it for. Like, I kind of use it sometimes. It gets like an idea going, or use it a lot for like outlines. Sometimes when like you're trying to like put your thoughts together, it kind of makes bullets like really nice. So you just kind of like fill in the blanks. But I don't use it like for anything actually like creative. A lot of it is kind of shed in a bad light, say from a photography perspective, because there's people out there that don't even need a photographer now, because they're getting all their headshots through AI.
Correct.
I even tried it. I have the stupidest headshot photo that I played around with for like my LinkedIn, just because I was like, well, let me try it and see what it does. And it generated, like, I had like 20 different versions of like headshots that I could have chosen from, and they came out pretty decent. So it's kind of scary in that sense, because it's like, well, the regular everyday person is like, well, I don't need to go pay a photographer. I'll just pay $9.99 and get 50 photos.
And that's what's really scary, especially in our line of business. We're kind of competing against the digital world right now. Let's talk about the pros. What are you seeing that it's like really like evolved your line of business?
Early on, like in the year. So right now I'm working as a product photographer for automotive parts.
Mm-hmm.
And a big part of the process is that we have to remove like a lot of serial numbers and like certain things that aren't supposed to be on the part. So, in Photoshop, when you had the remove tool, it used to it would destroy the photo if you weren't careful. If it's something simple, I call it plucking out. You could pluck it out really easy. It's gone, in a few seconds. But sometimes when you're in there, it like destroys the photo, and you see like, because it destroys the pixels. But with the new AI like update, it's the remove tool is non-destructive, and it's like freaking magic. So that has been like a huge plus, and that was like a big deal when they came up with that update. I guess whatever the latest version of Photoshop it is now, it removes everything in there like magic.
Just to clear things up, you're talking about the generative fill feature that Photoshop has released, possibly like just literally like maybe a year and a half ago.
Yeah, but it's not the fill. No, this was back in, I want to say in June or July.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the newest update, because the remove tool was updated.
Got it.
Because I think before, it's not the fill, because we're not using that. It's the remove tool.
Got it.
But before that, it was
Photoshop has upgraded since then. It's not only the remove tool. You could also generate a fill, kind of like what you were saying with the Star Wars piece,
Yeah, with the background.
Right, and
before it was the spot healing brush tool that we just, because I would use that a lot, like say taking out blemishes and like little things like that.
Right.
But now they added a new remove tool. It's an AI remove tool.
Correct.
So the AI already knows like it's a non-destructive tool, which before the spot healing is very destructive.
No, absolutely. So I guess that's one of the pros. Another pro would be, like you would say, writing scripts or coming up with ideas.
I've used it a lot for because I've been doing a lot of web design,
mm-hmm.
and I use it for a lot of the verbiage, descriptions for like services or products, call to actions. Used it a lot for like social media marketing, just kind of like little, daily blasts for like just the verbiage, and it generates like hashtags for you, and like really all you got to do is like copy and paste it. It even inserts like appropriate emojis. It speeds up your workflow like times 10.
And that's the big, huge benefit of having AI. Like you said,
For sure.
it speeds. It's more efficient than ever before.
Yeah, it's like, I have it on my phone, like, hey, Chad, you write me a post for whatever the topic is. It generates the whole thing for you.
But there's also cons to that, and we're gonna talk about that when we get back.
DCTron.com, where your visions come alive. Lights and cameras rolling, making magic with our drive. DCTron.com, where imagination flies. Every frame a masterpiece, shining bright in your eyes.
And we are back, and we're gonna be talking about the cons of AI. Share any cons on your end with AI?
Especially when you're using it for writing, whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. You have to be really careful because it's not always accurate. And a lot of times, people will probably just use it and not even like think twice about it. But I've caught on multiple occasions that it just kind of gives you like incorrect information. So you just need to like watch out for that because that could be like a really big con.
I have a laundry list of problems that I have with AI
Really?
on my end. Absolutely. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been blown away with some of the stuff that AI has generated, but I strongly feel that we are literally like, I think another 2 more years, it's going to be there. And like, we really have to be worried. Or if not, use it as a tool. But my cons is, so there's an AI program called 11 Labs, and it does voiceovers using your voice or using other AI stuff. So this program simulates like kind of like voiceovers. You could have your voice as an AI and have it redo your voice, and you can't even really tell how it is.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
How does it sound though? Is it like a Siri type of voice?
Some of it sounds like that. Others do.
With the headshots that I tried, it was so funny because I had gotten this like little side note. So I had gotten all dressed up because I was doing a photo shoot with my dog. It was like a fine art photography studio. So we had to get all like dressed like formal. I had a dress and I had like this big fake like diamond necklace on. So when I was trying to play around with that AI headshot generator, you have to upload like 10 photos of yourself. And that was really the only good ones that I had because I had my hair done and my makeup, but I didn't realize that I had a stupid necklace on. So it generated all of these headshots, and all of them, I have like this ridiculous like diamond necklace, like I'm some kind of like royalty. Mm-hmm. But my tattoos were sticking out, and each photo gave me different tattoos.
That is...
And like... Well, I had a black dress on. So some of the tattoos, because they're black too, I don't have it in color. They all, like the tattoo became part of the dress.
And that's my frustration with AI. It's like, it's a bottomless pit of creativity that could either kill your time. Think of it as a spinning wheel in Vegas. You don't know what you're going to land on. And it's like, a small percentage that you're going to land on something that is creatively in your mind what you want. To me, cost-wise, something like 11 Labs works. But if you're really serious about getting exactly to the T what you want, I think it's better to hire a human that understands what you're looking for, because it's less time and it's more accurate as to what exactly are you looking for compared to 11 Labs.
That's true.
So there's a human connection when it comes to producing stuff creatively through an artist's perspective and all that stuff that AI can't necessarily simulate just yet.
It's the same when you outsource something. Like say you're outsourcing photos to, let's say, I don't know, Bangladesh.
Right.
They're not using that creative eye. They're like little like robots. They're just editing whatever you tell them to edit out.
Absolutely.
So like I kind of see it the same way. So it's like, having a human and like from a creative perspective versus having something automated, it's exactly what you're going to get.
So, Cher, could you see my screen?
I can.
Okay, so this is 11 Labs, and when you sign in, now those that are listening, I'm just gonna walk through this. So basically, it breaks this down into tasks, settings, text, and then there's a generate button right in the center. So the only like source of settings that I have as far as the tone things goes, like in settings, if we drop this down, there's different throttles I think in here that simulates the type of tone that you're looking for. So when you move these sliders back and forth, it also has like a red slash in there that it's unstable to where like it could or could not look or sound the way that you're thinking. So there's your creative insight into like tweaking the type of voice tone that you want. And also you could pick different types of people. You got Santa Claus, you got Adam, you got so many different things. Again, you are going down a rabbit hole of creativity that it could kill you. And that's the biggest thing. It's like, how much time are you going to put into this to pick the right tone? And also, as far as like, let's just say you're a business owner and you don't want to pay a voiceover or a digital agency or whatnot. You get something like this. I think you're not as efficient doing this rather than just hiring somebody to do it for you. At the end of the day, what we as creative does for people in our line of work is we value time on the customer's end or on the client's end. All this crap or whatnot that you could see now is like just cutting into, we're trying to make it a lot more efficient. But at the end of the day, I feel that depending on what you're looking at, I see, that's just me, my opinion, that it's a huge ball of wasted energy. Now, if you're doing small little tasks and all that stuff, like I forget it. The pros of it is I love the copy features. What I mean by that is like coming up with ideas or coming up with scripts ideas and then tweaking it from there. But again, you're bringing back the creative, on your end once you have like a snowball of different ideas.
Right, like you're using it like for a template almost, and then you just tweak it from there.
And again, it boils down to where's the threshold of like what you can and can't use it for.
Right.
The scary part is how do you convince your clients or your customers not necessarily to use AI, but how do you value AI to someone that doesn't really understand AI?
I think too, if you're using it for, like when I said use it for good or use it for evil, you have people in general that say are cheaters. So they're going to generate something, copy paste exactly as it is, probably not blink twice, it's going to be incorrect. Like it's not used, they're not putting any thought behind it. But then you have people like us who say may use it as for an outline or some kind of template just to get something going, but then you tweak it and you make it your own. So you're using it as just as you would any other tool that you have available.
Correct.
So like if you are using it for a script or maybe it's making you like a nice outline, then you take it from there, but you're not literally like just copying and pasting.
Absolutely.
It's the same as when we talked about, say teaching somebody. You have people that want to learn and they show, they're enthusiastic and they take the initiative to like actually learn what it is, whatever it is that you're teaching them. But then you have other people that just want to pick your brain. They just want to know the answers. So they don't have to do the work and they just take what you tell them and do it that way. They never put their own twist on it. So I think that's like the same difference. Like people are going to be like, oh, I use AI for this and use it for all this stuff. And they're like literally just not even putting any thought into it. And they're just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
Correct.
Like I don't use it for that. But I think that's like the scary part of how it is being used.
Right.
Or people that, or, say are not, using our services because they're using AI, but they don't know how any of these services work anyway, so it's not being used the correct way.
And that's why, hence, my fine balance between the pros and cons of AI. So wrapping this up, I'm gonna have 3 recommendation links. The first recommendation that I have is from Think Media. So he's talking about the 10 insane AI tools every creator should be using. And so, like I said before, 11 Labs is here. Think Media really highlights like big, huge features of the top 10. So share, maybe you could take a look at that. Another one is from Ty Turner, is Get Ahead of the Game, Embrace AI for Your Competitive Edge. He's talking about how AI is going to help the video production world, what to look out for and what to embrace, really. So Ty takes a look at that. And my third and final one is revolutionizing your video production business with Chat GPT. So, Cher, what's the point of the show?
I don't know, Dave. What is the point? Are we still doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. Don't be intimidated by new technology. Embrace it, learn it, and profit off of it. It's just another tool. What do you think?
Well, hold on, because I'm typing a conclusion in my Chat GPT phone app here, so I can get a good response for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, and it says, thank you for tuning in to today's episode. We hope you found our discussions enlightening and enjoyable. Remember to subscribe for more updates and join us next time as we explore new topics and ideas. If you have any comments or suggestions, please reach out to us through our social media channels. Until then, stay curious, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Thank you, Chatty.
Goodbye! Exclamation point.
So with that, we'll close the program. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And see you next time on BTS RAW Chats.